So hi, one of the Good Noise podcasts are here with Same. We're going to ask them some questions today. I'm going to start. What inspired you guys to start the band, and what does the band name mean?
I mean, we all kind of knew each other a little bit. Like Tom and I were in a band before this, and that was like back in like the end of 2014, and Jake joined that band at the end. And when that band kind of fizzled out, we decided to start a new project that was like a little like less restrictive on like what we could do.
Mm-hmm.
And we all knew Jamie a little bit too. Like Tom and I went to college with him. We recruited him to play drums, and we just started jamming for like a year before we like really had any like solid songs to release.
Oh.
Um, that's sort of like how we started, and like really the rule was like we didn't want to put too many limitations on like what we could play or what our style would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all
As
we
for-
all wanted to we all wanted to just do something different and kind of like play in a band that was not exactly like other bands that we had all played in before. So we just started with that common goal and like tried to just like keep it fun and go from there.
Okay.
All right.
Makes sense.
And as for the name, I think we were just looking for a one word band name because we just liked the way that those were. And there's a lot of words out there, but a lot of them are taken already.
Yeah.
And somewhere we just ended up on Same. I think Jesse like proposed the idea, and we were all just like, well, we don't hate that one.
Mhm.
So
Nice.
pretty good.
It's one that we could all agree on. It took us a really long time to come up with the band name.
Which is hilarious considering what we ended up on.
Yeah.
It's funny
Yeah.
because at the time I was really heavy like into this band called Seam, and it's just like pretty much the same name, just the letters
Yeah,
are like
yeah.
messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've actually like messed around doing like logo designs where it's like the Seam logo but with same lettering.
Yeah, that's still like a potential project. So
Still want to do that.
yeah,
I wonder how many people would like get it.
yeah, I don't know. Like
Probably
have
a
you guys heard of
very
Seam?
small percentage of people.
Yeah, Seam's great.
All right.
Stan Seam. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is your writing process, and how do you think it's changed since your first release?
It's a good question. How has it changed? I mean, like our writing process, I'm sure it's like a lot of bands, like there's songs that we write all together, like as a band while we're jamming on just like a riff that like Jake was noodling on or Tom was noodling on or like some weird bass thing I do. And that'll develop over time. And there's other songs like on our latest release, the song Landlady was one that like I kind of just like came up with very quickly on my own and then showed it to the band and they caught on really quickly, and within like a couple of days it was like final, like it was a song.
Yeah.
And like those are great, they don't happen as often, but like those are kind of like the two ways that we write. It's either really quickly or just like a process that could be like 3 years to like turn a song out.
Wow. That's long.
Yeah, we definitely had a couple songs like that on the album Plastic Western. Like thinking back, it's like we had been working on that song Bluish, like I think since like 2016 or 2017.
Yeah.
The same goes for Osho tapes. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there were any other really old ones on there.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily like we're like racking our brains the entire time trying to write that. Like sometimes we will like I want to say like give up on one for a while, and then somebody on their own might revisit it and say, "Hey, I got this new idea. Do you remember this song?" And then it comes back into the rotation, and then it keeps going again. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay, so
So
yeah,
like
sometimes we do that a lot, and it takes a few years.
Yeah.
I think we definitely have a little bit of a different outlook now too than we used to. Like I think now with like the next release that we put out, like we want to actively make it like faster and maybe think about things a little bit less critically, or like I don't know, just kind of get the ball rolling faster.
it's easier
just
said
kinda-
than done.
Yeah, for sure.
I get
Like
that.
it's gonna be hard for us to do that, but I want to do that too. So like as far as it changing, like it hasn't really changed, but that's how it is starting to change because we all are developing that mindset now to be quicker.
Yeah,
Okay.
we haven't really had band practice in a couple months either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you brought up that album, Plastic Western, and you guys dropped that not too long ago. How do you feel about the response to it so far?
Oh yeah, I mean it's been great. Like just having people hearing the album and like saying nice things about it. Like it's really cool and like just feels great to have it out there. And yeah, it's awesome. It's cool to like hear people, you know, like liking tracks that like we didn't necessarily think were like, you know, that aren't like the singles or whatever. Like it's cool to hear that people are like into the instrumentals and stuff. Like because it's like that a lot of that stuff is kind of like what we think is like really cool and like ties the record together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's been cool. I mean, yeah, what do you guys think, Jesse and Tom?
Yeah, I mean, for not like being able to tour it, like it's cool that like people were able to hear it. Like shout out to Lauren Records for like doing a good job with promoting it. Like a lot more people heard it than I had anticipated when we were writing it, so that's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Like yeah,
Definitely.
like not being able to tour it is definitely a huge bummer. Like I just want to play the album live now, and we just have to exist digitally and try to come up with like videos and stuff like that, which was cool because we were able to do that. So
Yeah.
that was fun.
So you guys mentioned the instrumentals. Actually, you have a track called Plastic Western, which is the title track. Did the track come first, or did you name it after the album?
Good question.
Well, like the track had been like that was one of those songs that went through some changes, but was probably toyed around with back in like 2016.
Wow.
And it's like what Tom had
Oh,
mentioned.
yeah.
Like it started out. It had the same like melody and all that, but we kind of laid it to rest and then brought it back up like early last year, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Or
We
before
actually-
we recorded it. So
We used to play that song as like an intro to our set.
Wow.
Like thinking,
Yeah.
like some of our first shows, I think actually, like I'm remembering like one in particular. We opened up for like All Dogs and at what's that venue? Cativo here.
yeah, Cativo, yeah.
Yeah, and we have a recording of like our set from that year. Was that like 2016,
I think it was like,
2017?
that was like very early on. But
Yeah, but it's interesting because the song used to sound a lot different then too. I think it was like all like bass playing the main rhythm or something like that.
right. I was describing that like a friend of mine just today actually. He and I were talking about that song, and I just can't like it kind of sounds like Joan of Arc meets Yola Tango meets that Midnight Cowboy song. Like it kind of
Yeah.
like so it has that vibe already. And when Jake like when we came up with the album, Jake like circled some lyrics that we had in Plastic Western were like in that grouping of words, and that's how we came up with the album name. And
Okay.
when we were trying to name songs, that was like one of the last ones at the time that we were trying to come up with a name for. And Jake suggested Plastic Western, and it was cool to have like a title track that kind of had that Western vibe to it. So
Mhm.
it kind of made sense to name it that.
Okay.
Wonderful.
All right. So what would you guys do different on your next release that you didn't get to do on this one?
I think-
something we already mentioned is kind of like on this one, we really obsessed over a lot of the details, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it takes a very long time sometimes.
Hmm.
So I think for the next release, one of our goals might be to like let the songs be what they are a little bit more, and not spend years like looking at every detail
Yeah.
of the song, and just kind of work a little bit more quickly and less obsessively.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I've been listening to a lot of that band Guided by Voices, and like that's a band that they have like so many albums with like a lot of songs on each album. Like they definitely don't obsess over every track like we did for the last album. So it's like there's bands that don't have to do that. So like we want to try that for once and just put out what we write and not like tinker with it for years before we release it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like we're you know, kind of talking about like wanting to get in the studio sometime in the fall, and like make another album or whatever it would be. And it's like, even like just thinking about that, I mean, that would be us writing and recording an album in less than half the time as it took us to, you know, write and record Plastic Western.
Mm-hmm. All right, makes sense. What band's influences do you think you can hear on your album?
Well, I mean, we've definitely heard like Pavement and Pixies, and we've definitely heard, what's the other P? There's all the P bands. Jake, help me out.
What is it? Pixies,
Pinback,
Pavement.
Pinback.
Oh, Pinback. Yeah.
The three P's of same: Pixies, Pavement, Pinback.
I think there's definitely some Yola Tango. I think
Duster.
Duster. Jesse had mentioned Joan of Arc. I think definitely a lot of those bands. It's interesting, like thinking, because like the songs span, like we wrote those songs over a long period of time too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like there's a pretty wide range of influences. Like
It's kind of hard to remember what I was listening to.
I think
Yeah.
like for some, I think for some of those songs, like I think when we wrote like Cherry Pull and Peel, we were listening to like a lot of Dive.
Yeah, and a lot of like shoegaze with like I was real into like having a real thick guitar tone.
Yeah,
I don't know. We wrote a couple songs around that time.
All right.
And like when we first started the band, I was really into like Sonic Youth also,
Mm-hmm.
and I was super into Sleater Kinney, and some other bands
Yeah.
like that from the '90s.
Okay.
All right.
So what was it like dropping an album when everyone was stuck at home, since you weren't able to like tour for it?
It was still exciting,
Mhm.
like,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
go ahead,
it's-
Jake, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, you know, it's like it was exciting. It was just weird though, like especially just kind of watching everything unfold. So it was like, I think we put out the first single on like March 8th or like something like that. Like, and that was like pretty much like right before like the shutdowns and everything started to happen. So it was almost as like our album cycle ramped up, like everything was just getting progressively more and more shut down.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
and like a weird thing about that is the first song on the album, which is the first single, the very first words are "wipe out the disease." So that was like some weird like foreshadowing for
my
like
God.
what our album, like the climate it was going to come out in. Like,
Mhm.
so that was like kind of weird, but like on brand for the times, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, you guys predicted it.
Yeah, I
That's
guess.
crazy.
Well, what
I
we've
don't know if I want to
realized,
admit that.
what we've realized is that like anytime we try to work on a release, like we cause some sort of like catastrophe. It's like,
True.
So it's just a running theme.
yeah, it's
The
just kind of like
bridge
what we
fire.
do. We were like we almost put out our like first EP on Broken World Media, and like as we were doing that, they went under, and then we left for a tour one time, and a big bridge in Pittsburgh caught on fire. And then we tried to sign, and then we like almost signed to Tiny Engines for this album, and then Tiny Engines went under. And so basically, Lorne Records should probably watch out,
Yeah.
because we might end up shutting their label down.
Oh my
So
God.
Shane is the killer of record labels is what you're telling me, right?
Oh my God, dude.
Making record labels go defunct left and right.
Oh my God, watch out.
Take the risk. Sign same.
Exactly,
Now,
do it.
now,
We dare you. Oh my God. So we know you literally like just dropped an album, but are you guys working on anything? Like an EP, covers?
God damn you and your
Another
covers, I
album?
swear to God.
Oh, I love covers. Like,
I would love to do more covers. We're a band that like doesn't do covers, but I want to really badly. It's just
I
hard.
want to also. It's fun.
yeah, we all want to. We just have to convince
We
our
just
drummer
don't.
Jamie to play
Yeah.
covers.
bro, I'll be your drummer. I'll do it.
But it's well, what songs do you want to cover?
Oh my God.
What do you
I
think
have,
we
like-
could do?
Oh wait. God, you know what I'm gonna.
I know exactly where you're going with this. I know she's
Okay.
she pitched this to every single band. I swear to
Every
God.
Oh,
single.
awesome.
I need.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so It's this song by One Direction called Never Enough, and it could be turned into such a good just like alternative or just rock or just like not pop song. It could be it would be
Yeah.
perfect.
If
They
it's a
missed
good
such-
song, I mean, then you could
Yeah.
do a
I-
cover of it for
I
sure.
buy that.
Bro.
I've never
And that's
I've never
and that's
really
the
I've never really listened to them, but I'm a huge fan of that Harry Styles album that came out earlier this year.
Oh, fine line. Taste.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean those are the best. Like I'm always talking with my girlfriend about like what like pop songs would be super fun to cover. Like what was the one we were talking about recently? Oh, Maria by Blondie.
Oh yeah.
That's a hot track.
What's that other Blondie song? Heart of.
Maria.
Have you heard the other version of Heart of Glass? It's like this like funkified version. It would be so sick to cover that. It's like very
Ooh.
different and just
I've
like
never heard that.
oh, it's so good. I'll have to send it to you guys. I just heard it the other day and I was like, this is Heart of Glass. And I like searched it and like couldn't find it because it's like it has a new name and everything. It's like a hidden Blondie track that like
Huh.
Ooh.
so good.
That sounds awesome.
There's
Yeah,
another song
okay,
I was
so-
thinking about covering, but I can't remember. So if it comes up, I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, so covers, not really, but we're not opposed to it.
Okay.
But we do have a lot of other stuff that we're kind of working on. We're not really having band practice in person as much
Mhm.
because we're trying to do like social distancing and everything. But like sometimes like some of us will get together and work on stuff. We have like a whole batch of songs that, like Jake said earlier, we want to record them like sooner than later. But we're not really sure if it's going to be another LP or an EP or something. I don't know what
Okay.
it'll look like yet, but yeah, we're
I think
always
yeah, I
writing
think
stuff.
like overall just like trying to put it out sooner. Like
Mhm.
especially now, like because there's no shows and anything. I think it's like all we can really do now is put out more songs.
Yeah.
And so it's like, but yes, we have a little release planned in the next couple months.
All right.
Maybe, something. And then yeah, we're gonna try to record sooner or later, to get
Like,
get something going.
If somebody put like 5 guns to our 5 heads and said next week you're going to the studio and you're going to make a record, we could probably like get a 10-song LP finished.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, I'll just
Like-
do it for fun. Like,
Yeah.
Don't need the
if we
guns.
were forced to do it, like we're not obviously going to do that, but if we had to, we
Mhm.
could.
Oh,
All right.
So like, I mean, like we should just like realize that ourselves. Like we could release something like now if we recorded it like soon,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah, it's just
Like
all
that's what
about
we're talking about. Like we
Yeah.
could. It's just
You could.
yeah. It's just about I mean, especially now, like we definitely have to take a lot of consideration into kind of like how we're doing things and making sure that we're doing it
Mhm.
safely too. But yeah, I think yeah, we're definitely itching to record again soon.
All right.
Mhm. All right.
Well, Gloria and I have 2 hands each and 2 feet each, so we're gonna hold a gun to each of your heads and get in the studio.
Perfect.
So, where do you guys see the band in the next 5 years?
Wow. I don't know. I've never thought of that before. I guess
I
we're
think-
like 5 years old now.
we'll just be putting out our second album.
I know.
Talking about how much you guys want to get it out quicker. Yeah, 5
Yeah.
years. Let's go.
5
We'll
years.
go for
LP2.
Oh my god, dude.
Maybe.
No, I mean, yeah, I think our goal is really to just make music as long as possible. And yeah, I mean, it's tough to say like where exactly each of our lives will be in 5 years too, because I know that we're all kind of going in, we've all got our own path and like we're all going in our own directions, but it's like, I think overall we all just love playing music together. So it's like, I definitely don't see Same going anywhere in the next 5 years. Hopefully
Yeah.
we'll have more than one album to show for it.
For
Yeah,
sure.
for
Be
sure. I
good.
hope we have several albums out.
Yeah,
in the
we
next 5
should.
years.
We should.
I remember like 5 years ago when we started, like we were talking about, especially me and Jamie, like about how like a lot of the good bands that we grew up liking or that are around now, like they just have that longevity factor where they've been together for a while. and that was like a goal of ours, was to just like keep going no matter like if it feels like we should stop, maybe we should just kind of go over a hump or something. That never happened, but like it's so easy to stop a band. Like bands quit after 2 years, like, or even 1 year all the time. So like getting to that 5-year mark is really big, and it was sort of a goal that we set out to do. So 5 more sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like thinking about the bands that we love. It's like thinking about like Wilco. It's like they've been around for so long and they've put out how many albums? Like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
and all of those guys have like other projects that have been around forever. Also, like,
Right.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, and so it's like, and like just thinking like those like their new albums are like like really good and really like new and different, and it's like it's really exciting to think about how like that could be, you know, that can be your band if you just stick with it for years and years.
Just have to do it.
Yeah.
My only goals for playing music is to like have fun with my friends and like create something original.
Right.
So as long as those two things are happening, I will never really see a reason to stop doing it.
That sums it up really well.
And I don't see a way that anything could stop those two things from happening. So
Definitely.
nobody's stopping me. I'll be at the practice space in Etna until I'm 50.
You'll be in the studio next week with the gun to your head.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it was very wholesome, and then you brought up
Yeah.
the gun thing again. Never mind, not as wholesome.
Never mind.
I was literally like, I was at like this wedding this past week, like wound up at like not the bachelor party, but like the time before the wedding, like it was like in like the sticks in PA, and like they all wanted to like shoot guns, and I was just like, okay. So like I've just got guns on the mind now, I guess.
Oh.
All right.
Oh my god.
That's
Yeah, it was
Cool.
it was interesting.
Let's try and take care of that.
You want to talk about the song "Shoot It"?
Oh, actually, in a different direction. For the last couple questions, we're actually going to shift away from music and go straight to death row. So, if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Boom.
Wow, I have to think about this.
Dude, we can still technically be on the topic of guns if you want to be. So,
Like a gun-shaped cake from Cake Boss.
oh, I was thinking more of like
the
getting.
way, the way that they're gonna kill you is with
Yeah, I was thinking.
line you guys up and pew pew pew.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But a good shaped cake is nice too.
What would the last meal? Tom, you go, man. You
I don't know, man. I don't care about food. I eat the same shit every day.
yeah.
And what is
But-
that?
Well, I've been on a big Mexican food kick.
Ooh.
I've been eating like burritos and tacos and like trying to cook it at home.
Oh,
That sounds
maybe
good.
Nice.
Maybe I would get. One time I was in San Francisco and I had this really nice shrimp burrito from this. I forget the name of the place. It was really good. So I'll do that, and the drink will be Topo Chico hint of lime.
ooh.
It's good.
Mhm.
Yeah, nice.
That's it. Doesn't take very much to make me happy.
Bro, it's simple.
I feel like, you know, there's a lot of food out there from like other countries that I've never had before. Like there's probably like different fruits that like aren't shipped to the US for whatever reason. So like it'd be cool to get my hands on some of that like stuff that no one in this country is able to eat, just so like I could finally try it as a last request.
All
It'd be
right.
really fun. It'd be really funny to eat food that you've never had before for your last meal.
Yeah, right? Like
It's like, what if it
fresh, keep
sucks?
new.
Yeah,
You
if
know?
it sucks. Yeah, I mean, if it sucks, you like, what do you have to lose? You're
Exactly.
Yeah.
No risk.
Wait, do you have a drink to go along with your exotic fruit?
You take that fruit and you make a juice out of it.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So, but it's a different fruit than the one that you're actually eating.
Okay, so you're having like two different fruits. You're eating one and then you're drinking another one.
Yes.
Okay,
That
all
sounds
right,
great.
makes sense.
I'm a simple man. Give me a burger and fries and a chocolate milkshake. And the burger
Oh,
must
man.
have extra pickles.
All right,
Taste.
solid.
Extra,
should.
extra pickles.
Exactly, as it
As
should,
it should.
honestly.
Yeah.
So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
A fiction world.
Fictional
Mhm.
world, yeah.
Oh man.
Hyrule.
Oh, Hyrule. That would be cool.
Bro, what's Hyrule?
Hyrule.
It's the it's like the planet or where they live in Zelda.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I think
Fiction.
I would do Star Trek Next Generation.
Yes.
I'd live
Taste.
on the Enterprise.
Alright.
Be good. Get some good advanced society stuff going.
Yeah. Just don't wear a red shirt. So you'll be good.
Haven't been like reading a ton of fiction lately, I feel like, or like watching a lot of fiction. Help me out. What are some things? What can I pull from? I have to have an answer.
Star
for
Wars.
this.
Hey, what do you like?
What do I?
Maybe
Baseball.
maybe the Boy Meets World universe.
That wouldn't be. You know what? Maybe like if I could just live in like season 4 or 5 of Boy Meets World, that would be good.
All right.
But not season 7.
No, God, never.
No,
Oh,
I don't want to deal with Eric in season 7.
God, stupid Eric.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah.
He gets so dumb.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to handle it. Me and Feeny would just be rolling our eyes. Like he had
Mhm.
so much potential.
Yeah. So, I have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person we have spoken to said it's the most important question. What's your favorite color?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Green.
Green? Specific shade.
I think
Hex
I-
code, maybe.
I think a light. I think like
know
a
that,
light
so.
blue. I think I like a light blue, or I've been
light blue.
into kind of like a slate blue recently. That's
Ooh.
pretty good.
That's a very nice one.
I
Yeah.
like kind of like a darker green, like a pine green.
Ooh, nice. Nice.
I think recently I've been enjoying like a lemon yellow, like a light lemon yellow, and I don't know why. Like I have this notepad that's lemon yellow. I'm drinking this lemon pop.
Mhm.
I kind of like it, and it's my mom's favorite color, so tribute to her with that.
It's summery. It's
Yeah.
summery.
Yeah, it's current.
Very nice color.
Yeah, we don't get yellow very often.
Yeah. Bro,
Really?
Yellow rights. It's my favorite. So, like, thank you for that.
Yeah,
man.
you've got yellow going on.
I have yellow everywhere, yeah.
Right.
21 Pilot stand through and through. So, as Gloria said, that is all the questions we have today. Is there anything we'd like to plug?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Go for
Just me personally, and
Mhm.
you guys already know what it's about. It's center pocket tee.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it's I made a joke on Twitter about how there should be a T-shirt with a pocket in the middle, and then I made like a Photoshop mock-up, and then a week later, like my coworker made this T-shirt for me so that it exists, and then I sold a bunch on my website. And I'm like, I guess I need to like make a brand out of this now.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Like a kangaroo.
it's it's really great.
Oh.
It doesn't discriminate like left-handed or right-handed. Like it's just right in the middle. So
Can you
love
get
that.
a patent on that?
I don't think so. I can like patent the logo, but clothing design is weird. Like you can't
Yeah.
patent it unless there's like a pattern involved or something. So
Yeah.
That makes
Supreme
sense.
is
That
gonna be
makes
ripping this
sense.
off soon, I'm sure.
God.
Yeah.
So,
We should make merch with that. You should make some extras before
Oh,
you
for
close
sure.
pre-orders.
I would love to do like if you guys want to like come together on something.
Yeah,
You
we
guys.
we could do
Oh my god.
Jesse Gajano X same.
Yeah,
collab.
yeah.
We'll do our
Did
next,
you guys see?
next
Here, I got a
festival
logo
shirt
for
with
it.
a
We
center
can-
pocket in it, Glory.
We can do a
Oh
drop.
god. Actually,
Here it is. This is the. That's it.
oh my
Yeah.
god.
You can see that,
I love
okay?
it. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
There's like
It's
the
so
Vitruvian
good.
man with the pocket in the middle. I can send you guys a link to it afterwards.
Please do.
Yes, please.
You can
Yeah.
actually look at it. I'm not pressuring you to buy it. It's honestly like a joke, kind of, but I'm taking it seriously.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, that's how the best things start.
Well,
So, like,
Right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love wasting my
Exactly.
money on things I shouldn't. So
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like my
That's
kind
great.
of customer. All right, that's enough
I don't
of
know.
that plug.
Aside from Jesse's center pocket tee, just listen to the album Plastic Western on Spotify, or buy the cassette or some merch from Lauren Records. Yeah, that's all we want. That's all we want. And stay tuned. We'll put out some new stuff soon.
Exciting.
All right.
Agree.
All right. Well, thank you for sitting down with us, guys. This has been Same, and we're the Good Noise Podcast.